Hello.
Katie here.
Sashay. Welcome to our very first episode of Music Madness. First episode, so we're really excited for this, and we just want to take some time and explain and give a little insight on what Music Madness is. So, the best way to describe Music Madness work. It's like two sides of a coin. So this is actually perfect. So I tried to flip a coin and it didn't work. So this is actually Music Madness. So
it's pretty perfect description.
Right. Two sides of a coin. So try to pay attention here. On one side, we have madness. Madness is gonna simply be moments of our lives. As simple as that. We're gonna be pretty much vlogging about things that happened or things that's gonna happen past or present.
And we got some crazy stories, let me tell you.
Let me tell you, there's some that's gonna be just like passing moments, chill, but then most of the time it's gonna be a little crazy. Let me just tell you.
We're gonna give you an insight on the madness we've been dealing with ever since we've moved out into being adults out on our own.
I'm telling you.
Cruel world of society.
And the other side of the coin is just the musical elements that played a role in those moments in our lives. Two sides of a coin, and that's what's gonna make up our Music Madness episode. Now, our goal is, again, to describe these moments and share them with you. And for us, knowing that there was some type of musical or artistic moment or element that happened within that time, we want to portray that in Music Madness. So we're gonna have a portion where we're kind of talking about these moments, and then as well as part two, we'll have some type of artistic, creative element thrown into the mix. Music Madness, welcome to the craziness of our lives. So you've probably noticed like there's a bunch of mess behind us. Boxes, crates. Is that a random bag? Kohl's bag, I think.
It would be a cold bag.
Yeah. We are moving.
Finally! Oh my god.
Finally, we are moving. And you might be wondering, why are we so excited?
This is a monumental moment.
For this very moment is because you don't understand the trials and tribulations that we have gone through. The madness.
We're gonna give you a little insight on just like a kind of brush over on what we've been dealing with the last year and a half.
Year and a half.
Year and a half.
Now, that doesn't sound too long, right? But every second of that year and a half, it's been complete and utter torture.
It's been pretty awful, yeah.
We're gonna be talking about the neighborhood, this specific apartment, and just noise, and mother flipping noise. Let's get started. So first, let's just talk about move-in day. Just coming into all of this.
A year and a half ago, we moved into this place. We were finally moving to an area that we were aiming for our careers, that we wanted to like kind of move forward in our lives. This is why we moved out here, struck out on our own, and we finally found the place we're like, yeah, we're gonna stay here for a few years.
LA. It was LA. San Diego to LA. We were finally moving to LA. Yay!
So we had that excitement, and we found a place that was in our budget, and yeah, it looked nice on the inside. It has a nice structure and whatnot.
But there were moments where we saw signs that something was terribly wrong. And that's where it began.
Yep. So we were a little desperate, and we were like, oh, this is fine. It wasn't fine.
Far from fine. So first day, it was me that came up here first to check out the apartment unit and make sure everything was great. My car was already filled to the brim to get kind of things into the unit. So it was just pretty hectic. I got all of my stuff in, and I talked with the property manager, or I don't know what you call him, site coordinator at the time. And
I don't know if we should say his name.
Okay, we can do a little moment. So
maybe we should come up with a nickname for him.
Let's do that. Okay.
What's a good nickname? On the spot nickname.
Bob the Builder, Jack Frost, Satan, Lucifer. We'll call him Bobbity. His name is Bobbity. So that was the guy that I met first. I came into the unit and I did a once over, and it was just signs all around that something was very, very wrong.
It wasn't cleaned at all.
It wasn't cleaned.
Not a speck anywhere was cleaned from the last disgusting people that lived here.
There was a cabinet, the cabinet door there, it just wouldn't close. Like, no matter how many times we closed it, it kept like popping open like one of those haunted movies that you watch. Upstairs, I didn't have a doorknob. Like, the whole doorknob was missing. And mind you, we went a whole run through and he was already by the door. And I just came down the steps and I was like, Bobbity, there's no doorknob on my door. Like, what the heck is going on? You said that you looked over the unit, and you also said that you watched the people clean the unit.
I heard him say
the unit's not clean. How could you miss a whole doorknob, Bobbity?
Not on top of that, but the tub was also not glazed over, and it looked like someone murdered someone in the tub.
There were scuff marks everywhere. Like there was a struggle of strife going on in the tub. Like, it was disgusting. Mind you, these are the things that I just noticed off of like the top of my head once I was here. Katie came later and she noticed more stuff wrong.
I'm very detail oriented, so the second I walked in here, I spotted just like endless problems, and it just came down to they didn't clean it. It wasn't ready at all whatsoever.
The bathroom wasn't ready. There were things completely missing. The unit was not ready by the end of the night.
Mind you, we had already put in our notice for our other place, so we timed it where we moved out of the other place and immediately moved in here. There is no overlap, so we couldn't just drive back down 2+ hours to where we lived before because we didn't live there anymore. We were supposed to be able to move into here.
Yep. So it's the nighttime, and I already lugged all of my stuff out of my car, and it was just sitting in the middle of this living room here. The night approached us, Bobbity left, and we're sitting here. And then we didn't realize we had guests in our unit. So the night approached and we slowly started seeing roaches coming out of the woodwork.
They don't pay rent. They do not pay rent. Confirmed.
Roaches started coming out. So we were just like, we can't stay here. This unit isn't ready. There's roaches coming out of the seams. My stuff is in the middle of the floor. We have to go. We have to go. But there was no place to go back to. So what was our option?
Hotel.
Hotels.
Fun fact, if you're trying to look for a hotel in LA in near-ish summertime, it's pretty hard. We were looking until 2 a.m. or something.
It was way.
We were like at a Denny's because we were just like, we didn't even know what to do. It's like, okay, do we just sleep in our cars somewhere? Like, we didn't know. We finally found one that was open and we stayed there through till, I think, for 2 nights, or at least through that next Sunday.
Yeah, it was like 2 nights or so. So after hours of looking around for an apartment to just kind of bug out it before they get their lives together.
And we were supposed to have the moving people bring our stuff the next day.
Yep.
But we had to cancel that because they had to like repaint and everything. It's like, we can't have our stuff in here. And then you didn't. Exactly.
So we're at the hotels, mind you. After we stayed at the first hotel, we were just bouncing around hotels for about a week at this time.
A whole week.
Trying to get in contact with Bobbity, the person that's in charge of Bobbity, and just the property, just the whole network of people.
Literally all of them. We even talked to the accounting person.
Yep,
like,
the accounting person.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Our unit wasn't ready. We're paying day 1 that it's ready, and it wasn't ready. We're not even at the unit.
We're not even staying
because you guys didn't finish the unit. There's roaches everywhere. What the heck is going on? So we're trying to get in contact with people for a whole week, and it's a slow process. People are literally dragging their feet and meeting our needs at that point. So eventually they had people come through and finish the unit. Yes, finish. And we rescheduled the moving truck to come in, and we moved in.
It still wasn't clean, by the way.
It still wasn't clean.
I had to send in maintenance requests to have them come do specific cleans that they just straight didn't do. And I'm like, this is unsanitary. Like, clean this. What the heck?
Yeah. So we moved in, and we had to weigh our options whether we were going to drop this unit and just look for somewhere else, because this place did have roaches and we didn't want to really have to deal with that. But
it was just a whole, like, that's like millions of red flags. So we did have to weigh that option, but
we literally didn't have any.
It wasn't an option. We had so much trouble even finding this place, and it's like, we don't even have where to go, so we don't have a choice.
So we were stuck here. So now we're moving on from move-in day to hotel stays to now just our general experience with the apartment unit. Right? Just endless list.
It's literally endless. We tried to go ahead and like make a vague outline to give you guys an idea of our experience here, and this is what we got.
Yes.
So after the move-in fiasco, issues that we deal with on a pretty much daily basis for this year and a half. This wasn't just like a portion of time. It's like, okay, this was a problem this day. It's like almost every single day, all of these things were pretty much an issue. So here's the list. Noise.
Noise.
Screaming children. Barking dogs. Dogs not on leashes.
Yeah.
Car alarms, sirens constantly, because this place is right next to a major highway and a highway exit.
Next to it.
It's just very busy. Helicopters constantly. Good Lord.
What they're doing up there.
Something with fireworks this year. I know other people had issues with this, but like people will fire them off like literally right in front of here, and it sounds like there's an explosion in your apartment. It's ridiculous.
World War III.
And just people yelling. We have someone, I think most Saturdays around late morning time, someone's over by our gate yelling, "Brother!"
Exactly.
For like 5 minutes.
At the top of their lungs. Ugh. This place is an insane asylum.
So that's the noise.
That's just the noise.
That's just one part.
Okay.
Then we have the neighborhood, which is also important when you're looking for like places to live.
Area that we have to deal with.
Trash, and more trash. Trash everywhere.
Yeah, people don't like trash cans. They avoid it. I don't know.
Trash cans don't exist out here.
What's going on?
No one knows what that is.
People would rather just throw their trash out in the middle of or in front of the apartment complexes. There's an alley back here. It's just to the brim.
It's always
trash,
just like
everywhere.
Broken furniture people throw out, just
mirrors,
all kinds of trash, broken glass and stuff everywhere. And like it'll be cleaned like one day because the city people, I guess, come and actually like clean up these people's stuff, and then the next day it's all back.
Yep.
As if they were never
Just
here
like
to pick it up.
Weird movie. You just kind of rewind and then go back and rewind. Trash.
Couldn't even tell you. There's a lot of sketchy people in general. We did run into some issues.
Yeah.
Which we'll kind of get into later. Can't read my own handwriting. More unleashed dogs. So not only do we have unleashed dogs like
in the
around
common areas here,
there's also like just in the neighborhood. So
like
you'll just like suddenly
dogs.
have a dog just kind of like chasing after you, and you're just like,
barking.
Oh, and it's like an area that's just like apartment everywhere. And so it's very compact, which leads to the next thing where there is no parking ever anywhere near the area ever.
Like we're not talking about like 5 minutes away from the apartment. We're talking 10 to 15 minutes in the next neighborhood over.
I had to walk 25 minutes one time. A few times probably actually. And that was in the night too. Like I came back from work at night. So then to walk through a not pretty safe neighborhood, because we only get one parking spot that we pay for. Yeah. It's not even included.
Additional cost.
And it's not even a full parking spot for our specific unit, apparently. We get this half parking spot. So here's the gate. I'm gonna have you guys try to envision this with me. So there's a gate here that people like come in. And here's the start of the parking spots, and ours is right here next to the gate. And the parking spots are slanted. So like this is what we're trying to park into, and mind you, there's someone parked here and there's someone parked like right next to us, so we have to pull up to the gate, back into the spot, and try not to scuff your car on the gate or the cars around you, and then proceed to squeeze into there, and you can't even park. It's
exactly just like that every day. It's crazy. Yeah.
Parking. And then so not only are there roaches here, but I've seen cockroaches a few times in the neighborhood, and on top of that, rats.
So
this area is infested with rats.
It all just kind of added up. We were talking about the homeless people, the trash, and just how people are just very unkept around the area. It all leads to roaches and rats.
And mind you, when we complain about roaches here, it's like that's a known issue in California. Yeah. But it's a difference of you have roaches. Like, you know, you see one every now and then. You're like, oh, let me kill you. Oh, no, there's roaches. To every single day you go downstairs, and regularly kill like anywhere between 2 to 5 or more roaches pretty like almost daily.
That's an infestation.
For the whole year.
Say it with me. Infestation.
And luckily we don't have rodent problems here specifically, but a couple times when I walked back from my car again at night, there was one particular time, there's a middle school, I think, and I walked past that. There's this guy walking in front of me, quite a bit away, but I could like see his silhouette. And all of a sudden, I see this grown man yelp, like high-pitched, and he jumped up into the air, and it was the funniest thing I ever saw. But I couldn't help but like out loud, like literally LOL. And I see these little creatures scurry across in front of him, and so I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna walk carefully here.
It should have been filmed.
And then I hear this little weird noise as I'm walking past the playground area, and I'm just like, what is this noise I hear? And I look over, and on the other side of this gate where the blacktop is, and there's this like light shining, and there's this horde of rats just there. And I was just like, am I hearing I could hear the rat. I was just like, and we're gonna speed walk the rest of the way out of here.
Just sprint. Oh my God.
So neighborhood, the place itself, it's like all the things you like, some places have like one issue, like you have a noise issue or you have a neighborhood issue. It's everything combined.
Can you imagine? No, you can't imagine. Of course you can imagine, but just know that it's insanity that we're dealing at a daily basis. Like it's madness. It's madness.
So that's been a kind of overview of our daily lives. Oh, maintenance as well.
Oh yeah.
There's a huge issue with maintenance
There's
here.
no privacy whatsoever. So there was a huge project they had to do in this whole like apartment unit. They had to like redo the plumbing, and like on this whole half of the apartment they had to open up the walls, like the entire wall from one end to the other in our bathroom. Totally exposed, the piping, and the maintenance people had to work on that. Now, how long did that take? That whole project?
It was over 5 months.
Over 5 months of random individuals coming into your complex.
Very little notice of when
Very
they were
little
coming.
notice.
Sometimes they would like be like, hey, they might come in between this day and this day, and other times they just knock on the door and they're like, hey, we're here to do, and I'm just like, good thing I didn't know you were coming here.
Leaving dirt in their wake.
Yeah, they were pretty messy.
Leaving the lights on while we're at work, using up our electricity when they weren't even in the unit,
which we pay for.
God knows if they left the door unlocked while they went out for lunch, and God knows, like, there's just stuff going on when there's no privacy that can slowly sneak up on your sanity.
I know anyone who was like in my earlier streams this year, I know a few of you like saw a few times I was streaming and just maintenance people just like come in. I'm just like,
and that's just,
they were coming.
That's just the plumbing. Like, we had to get the dishwasher replaced.
Oh, we were constantly sending out for maintenance stuff. It's everything,
issues.
Nothing worked.
Yeah, there was problems throughout the whole year and a half that we were here where maintenance was constantly in this unit, so there's just no privacy. So overall, that was the entirety almost. Now we're not getting into the nitty gritty of the stuff that we had to deal with on a daily basis, the madness of our lives in LA. Now, mind you, this is our first experience for an apartment in LA, and this is what we got, mind you.
That was our moving experience. So that's why we're very excited to leave here forever and never come back.
And that's also why we thought this would be the perfect content for our first episode, because it cannot get any more mad than this.
It's part of what Music Mad is going to be. It's going to be a lot of these like stories where we dealt with just like with crazy situations and it's like, what? Yeah. And then how, you know, you go through these portions of your life and then you like go in your car, scream a little bit, and then you turn on that playlist and what songs were there for you at that moment in time.
Yep.
That's going to be Music Madness.
Exactly. Mentioned one of the goals is having a takeaway from these episodes. We want to make sure that, you know, we're not just going through this life blindly, but we're actually
not just venting to you.
Exactly. We're learning, reflecting, and changing. And so this wasn't just madness. We have learned the apartment.
We've learned many
searching
life lessons. Many.
We have learned how to work around the apartment.
You gotta stand up for yourself.
Searching and how to deal with people, these tenants, and just anything surrounding apartments. We have learned so much with this experience. And now we are ready to go.
We're ready to just
get out,
wash it off of us, and go to a new place.
A new chapter. Let's go. Yeah.
it feel it had to be? If we'll be united, we're stronger together. We always have the hope.
Time to go.
Not for one, but one for all. Don't worry about a thing.
Yeah. Fire.
Wait, we gotta do the.
Yeah. We are in our new apartment. Yes, we finally
Our
moved.
beautiful new couch.
It's beautiful.
Scroll it.
Got
I
a
got a
nice
new
price
blanket.
for it. Christmas blanket, new apartment, new couch, new coffee table. The daggone thing is recording on. New everything. New experience. So
A new us.
a new chapter. That's the point. We want to make a new chapter of our lives. We really love this neighborhood.
Oh, it's so refreshing.
Immediately off the bat, quiet. We have our own parking spaces. It's spread out in this area. It's not very chaotic. We're not right next to a highway where we're hearing a lot of traffic noise. The neighborhood is just beautiful.
Neighborhood's important.
Neighborhood. The people around seem very nice too. It looks like it's just nice
No
people.
problems yet. A little bit of noise
A little
issue,
bit
but
normal noise.
it is pretty normal for apartments that you can like
Normal.
hear your neighbors.
Yeah.
But it's normal problems.
Yeah, not helicopters flying above or
You got the spotlight coming in your
right or fireworks going off, like normal noise. So we are really loving this new experience of our new lives, and that's kind of what we wanted to end our first Music Madness episode on, is just talking about a new chapter. Even though we went through all of these trials and tribulations with the new apartment, we grew from it, and now we're stronger and we're ready to really enjoy a nicer place in this new apartment.
Ready to take the reins on just like lifestyle
Yep.
changes. I'm already using the kitchen a lot more, which
Yep.
is just healthier in general, like actually making legit meals, and it's just lifestyle.
We're full of energy too. Like before,
I am actually. Yeah,
we were
you're
just
right.
kind of sitting in dark sadness, just
Sitting
there.
in the darkness.
And now we just have more energy, just changing our surroundings. So we're ready to get this series rolling with Music Madness. We're happy that we started this off by showing you kind of the biggest madness of our lives with our new apartment.
And we'll talk about it more throughout the series too.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure.
we haven't covered everything. We'll have you
you
sitting
got
here
a
for
very
hours.
like you got the Cliff Note version.
For sure. Hope you enjoyed. Look forward to the next episodes of our madness and kind of our takeaways from all the madness to come.
We'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Bye.